Our next guest is Dr. Jerrett Phillips, who's RSU's new Vice President for Student Affairs. Good to have you with us.
Thank you. Very glad to be here.
What do you do?
Well, I do a little bit of everything. No, the student affairs world in higher education is that where we take students, help them develop outside the classroom. So working with our faculty to develop co-curricular aspects of learning, like internships, things like that, that is kind of the end goal for us, is to create learning objectives around those things. So as a student grows academically, they grow personally as well.
You need to know right off the top which way the wind's blowing in terms of employment opportunities.
Of course, career services is a huge part of what we do because, every student goes to college because they want to do what? They want to get a job. Mm-hmm. They want to get the dream job and have everything they can in life.
This school has gone from that little place on the hill to a bit of a powerhouse in terms of helping students coordinate their studies with the career they want to pursue. I suppose your office will have a hand in that, in furthering that development, won't you?
We will. So we do have a career services function that helps students prepare for those job searches, identify what those job searches look like, but also working with the faculty to make sure that the student's prepared holistically for success. They're going to go out and they're going to compete with thousands of people, and we want to make sure that they are among the top for every job that they want to look for, every opportunity they want to pursue.
Do you get many factories or companies knocking on the door saying, hey, we're looking for this?
Well, it's hard for me to answer that here at Rogers State University. This is day 9, so still new to the scope. But what I would say, post-COVID, every agency, every business, every industry is kind of giving back that growth model. And so really every job they're looking to fill. And so whenever they come and approach our students, it may be for an accounting degree, it may be for engineering, it may be for something else. And so there's a number of opportunities out there. And our job at Rogers State University is to make sure students are prepared.
I've met 3 nurses in the past 8 or 9 months with roots directly tied to Rogers State. And they still sing its praises. So I know the nursing students, or the nursing division, is doing something right. What other divisions do you have now that you are going to be channeling with?
So I'm still in my discovery mode here at Rogers. But the first thing I had a conversation the other night is I met with the dean, and I want to go over and have a conversation about programming, not only those programs that are high yielding, good graduation rates, good placement rates, but what are those opportunities also that we need to beef up? So from a student affairs perspective, we work with all students to help develop them, to help them achieve no matter which academic program they're pursuing, what job they want to pursue. In this day and age, in older years, it used to be that you would have multiple jobs throughout your career. Now you'll have multiple careers throughout your life. And so I think the one thing that Rogers State University does really well is they prepare students for those future changes, even if we don't know what those are yet.
You know, we were talking at my home the other night about how things have changed over the years. And I remember very well my grandfather said to me once, and I was about, 14 and wild as a March hare, but he said, the day's going to come when money won't matter. It'll all be on plastic. And the trend was just starting at that point. And I didn't pay much attention to it, but I sure learned in a hurry.
I can imagine.
And that's one of the things that oldsters have had a problem hooking into, and youngsters have it all over us.
Well, I think there's a reverse part of that as well. At my last institution, we were having a conversation with a student, and the student needed to make payment. And we said, you can do cash, you can do credit card, you can write a check. And it kind of startled me because they said, what's a check? So it's interesting that our younger students who are growing up, coming to college for the first time, the reality of certain things and their aspect and how they developed is very different than what we were accustomed to.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of 50-50. Maybe they're ahead of us on some things, but we still have some tricks up our sleeve from former years.
Won't checks become a thing of the past pretty soon?
I think so. Everything's on your phone. I mean, just at a touch, a tap, and it's there.
God, that's scary, isn't it?
Just a different world.
But you're a young man. You'll adjust to it. I'm not. It's going to take me a lot longer. The kids today seem to be, I don't know if they're just more in tune because they have as much power in that cell phone as we had on the first shot to the moon. We have virtually more power than their computers did. And just a simple thing we wear on our waistband or carry in our purse. And the kids are so much brighter now, and they're career oriented, and I mean, by golly, when they set their sights on something, get out of the way.
Very focused, very determined. And again, I think that's a part of what Rogers State University does is for the students who are well adapted and well prepared, we're there to support them. But I was first generation low income, so when I first went to college, I didn't know what I was supposed to do or how I was supposed to do it. And in this day and age, I see a lot of students who still come to college or leave high school, leave their family homes, and they're not really prepared yet. And I think that's the part of the role we play in helping them grow to their fullest potential.
Are you still, let me back up here. Do we still feel the effects of being fed by local high schools?
Yeah, most regional universities, like Rogers State University, the feeder market is those high schools that are close to us. When you go out a little bit further in the network, you have the community colleges that are 75 miles away or so, where maybe students didn't come to us, they went there first, and then they transfer back in. But largely, I'm going to guess the radius for us is probably about a 60-mile radius around the campus is probably the strongest draw for students at Claremore. Then you also look at our campus at Bartlesville, you look at the campus at Pryor, and they have a semicircle there as well.
Well, this is what, day 9 for you?
Correct.
Well, Dr. Phillips, you've got your work cut out for you, but it seems to me like you're in a very well-positioned catbird seat to help develop a lot of kids.
I believe so, and it's part of my life passion and part of my goals for what I do.
Down the road, let's have you back and see how you fit in.
Sounds good.
Works for me. Short break. We'll be back with more right after this.